All right, Texas baseball fans, you know this guy because he's been here for a minute. It's Eric Kennedy, EK. But this is your first time in the Longhorn Network studios, right?
That's correct. First time.
How have you've been here, what, 5 years now?
Yes, this is my 5th year.
And we just didn't invite you?
Yeah, I guess I didn't make the cut.
Man, how do you feel about that?
You know, it hurts a little.
Yeah.
But, I understand. There's guys, Ivan last year, I don't deserve to be in here when he's putting up numbers like that. So. Well,
hey, Nick was in here a couple of times. I'm sure he told you stories about the prestige of sitting down here on Longhorn Network.
That just begs the question: how does he get to be in here a couple of times, and this is only my first time?
He's a pitcher, I guess, right? Yeah. Like the position players don't get the love. But this is bittersweet because this could be the end of the Kennedy lineage here at the University of Texas. Ben, Nick, and now yourself. I'm presuming this is your final year at the University of Texas. What does this season mean, not just to you, but to the Kennedy family that has been such a big part of this baseball program?
Yeah, I think you just summed it up. I think it means a ton, especially for my mom and my dad. They live for watching us play on Longhorn Network. It means so much to them. So obviously means a lot for me, getting to put on the burnt orange for one final year. And then my parents, I think, especially my mom, will get a little emotional watching it. And my brothers, we all take a lot of pride in what each other do. So I think they'll be watching me, and we'll just be trying to enjoy the ride, not take it for granted, and kind of soak it all in.
When do you think it will be emotional for you? I know you're pretty stoic, right? You don't show a lot of emotion.
Yeah, I'd say probably opening day will kind of hit me a little bit, say, this is the last ride, and then I think as we get closer to Big 12 tournament and then postseason, regionals, and that kind of stuff, I think that's when it'll really hit me.
So for the first pitch dinner, I believe it was you that introduced yourself to the audience as this year's Austin Todd.
Yes.
How do you feel about that label that you've given yourself?
In hindsight, I kind of wish I didn't say that because now everybody thinks of me as the old grandpa. But
But you kind of are.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is. I'm the oldest guy on the team, and I think that carries some value. I probably have the most experience, so I can use that with the younger guys. Show them the way and kind of lead by example. And that's kind of what Austin did. He was here for 6 years, and he showed us the way, and hopefully I can follow in his footsteps.
Is there a guy on the team that makes you feel old? Like they're so young or they act so young that you feel like the old guy in the locker room?
Pretty much the whole freshman class. I'm not going to say they're immature, but they're immature sometimes. So, they're asking me, how old are you? I said, 23. And like, dang, you're old. How old are you guys? Like, 18. I said, must be nice, And I think a lot of it is, after these inter squads and practices, I feel a little more banged up than they do. I think it's just because age is starting.
You're breaking down at 23.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Right, I know. It stinks.
Well, for you, this is obviously a big season for what you mean to this team as well, because there's a lot of new faces, and then it's really like you and Mitch Daly. So in terms of on the field, how do you view your role and your importance to the success of the team this year?
Yeah, I think I'm not going to say it's all on me, but I think us older guys really need to set the example, set the standard, and I think through practices and everything, we've done a good job of that. And I think just as we move into the games and the season, we just got to carry ourselves the right way and show them how it's done, because opening weekend is going to be a great atmosphere, great environment with big name schools. So it's going to be up to us kind of show them how to handle ourselves, under the bright lights. And I think that's something that guys like you mentioned, Mitch and DC and myself, will be able to do.
Well, typically Texas comes into the season with sky-high expectations from the outside. This season, even though back-to-back trips to Omaha, it's a little different, and you're flying under the radar. This team's not getting a lot of love in the preseason national polls. What does that do to the team?
I think that's great for us. I think it motivates us a lot. Like you said, we were preseason #1 last year, and now that we're not even ranked, we play with that chip on our shoulder. Playing at Texas, you're going to get everybody's best. So now that we're not really getting respect from anyone, I think that's just going to take us to another level, Show them that, they're wrong about us, and we just got to prove them wrong.
So give me a scouting report on the team this season. You're part of it, central figure. You've seen it with the scrimmages and the practices. What is Texas baseball going to be all about?
I think we're going to grind out our bats. I don't think we're going to hit from as much power as we did last year. We were absolutely stacked last year. But that being said, I think we're going to have a great offense this year again. We got some transfers and some young guys stepping in who just kind of fit right in. We got speed, we got power. We're not going to be people that just give up at bats. We're going to grind it out. And then from a pitching side, we return several good guys. We got Zay Morehouse, aka Nightmare.
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 Okay, I need to know about that nickname.
You know, I don't really know how it came to be. He might have given it to himself, but
Wait, you can't give yourself a nickname.
with guys like him, he can.
Yeah, you ain't gonna mess with him.
He's a strange cat, yeah. But yeah, we got some starting pitchers and bullpen guys who really power arms, and I think as long as they, do what they do, I think we're gonna be in a great spot.
So give me a name, right? With Melendez, we all expected, maybe not to that extent, but we expected a great season. With Staley last season, I don't think anybody was expecting that type of year. So who could be the guy like Staley this year that ends up making a name for himself that we're really not familiar with to this point?
I think for a minute, I'd probably say Porter Brown. Transfer from TCU. He's similar to Ivan in some ways. I mean, he has crazy amount of pop. He just hits balls out off O and then pulls side off the Bevo sign in the right center. So he works hard. He works the right way. He's a great dude, and I think he's going to have a monster year.
All right. For the record, you are a better athlete than Ben and Nick, correct?
There's no doubt about that. I hope you guys watching this, you know, Dad knows. Come on.
If you know, you know. Hey, first time in, did a great job. We'll bring you back when we have game plan with Coach Pierce coming up this season. EK, always great catching up. This is the guy right here.